Hi, DM Mike here, and thanks for listening to a previous episode of The Natural Ones as they play Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Check out our Twitch channel for more weekly D&D content. Now, on with the show. Welcome to Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, brought to you by The Natural Ones. The holy city of Elturel has disappeared from the Forgotten Realms and descended deep down into Avernus, the first layer of the Nine Hells. This event came about as a result of an infernal bargain between the Archdevil Zariel, who rules Avernus, and the treacherous High Overseer of Elturel, Thavius Krieg. Zariel is capturing cities and using their citizens as fodder in the ongoing conflict between demons and devils, known as the Blood War. Next on Zariel's list of cities is Elturel's neighbour, Baldur's Gate. Will our heroes be the ones to save Elturel from certain destruction and be able to prevent a similar fate from befalling Baldur's Gate? Having been pressed into service by the Flaming Fist, the guard of Baldur's Gate, the characters have been tasked to seek out and destroy dead 3 cultists who have been threatening the city. As the misdeeds of the Vanthampur family have come to light through a chance meeting with Mortlock, son of Duke Valamara, the characters now have a chance to confront Thavius Krieg, the architect of Elturel's downfall. Will they complete their task? We'll find out. Okay, thank you for bearing with us and watching our recap. I'm going to take you over now to meet the stars of tonight's episode, and that is our characters. So let's go say hello to all our players. We are joined tonight by Lyra, Salas and Blent. Unfortunately, Atlas has gone on holiday. He's ditched us for a little road trip around the UK, and he will be joining us hopefully with a few appearances over the next few weeks, but it is likely that he will be back in about 3 weeks' time. So if you are missing your Atlas fix, I will be playing Atlas tonight. Hopefully just as good, if not better than Daniel. But anyway, fingers crossed. We'll have a good night rolling. And Lyra, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Lyra Broodfist. I am a mountain dwarf cleric, and I am doing my best to help this party through the mad adventures that we have so far.
Your best always hasn't been the best, though, has it?
I think I live up to the Natural One branding. That's what I do.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm pretty good with the Warhammer when I.
Yeah, I mean, I think a few times last week you were the perpetrators of the Natural One.
I had a terrible week last week, so it can't continue.
Fantastic. Well, good to see you, Lyra. Thank you for joining us this evening, and I look forward to seeing how we fare in our adventures tonight. Salas, my friend, how are you this evening?
I am very well indeed. I am Salas, and I am a sorcerer of an aberrant kind, and Salas is the best, the smartest, the most reasonable, and probably the party should listen to Salas more if they want to live any minute longer, because it's getting difficult now, and they're just not paying much attention to Salas, which is very sad for them.
I mean, the way we ended last episode, which I will cover in our little recap in a second, our last episode recap, just wow. When we get onto the map, I think people will just will get to see just how dangerous a distraction you are going to prove to be. It's going to be interesting to say the least how the next few moments will play out. But thank you for joining us this evening, Salas. It's good to see you. And our last character we're going to be playing with tonight is the mighty Milbar himself. It's Blent.
Yes, as you say. Evening, DM. It's Blent, the mighty Milbar, and
Gotta get the mighty in.
he is our resident dwarven plumber. And after falling into the party, it's fair to say they've fallen for him. And he's not too bad. He's usually getting involved pretty quickly with a lot of the action. sometimes causing more of it than it perhaps should, but he usually finds a way of getting himself out of trouble.
No, I mean last week you had a few mishaps in the fights, but you turned up, you took a few hits, and you definitely helped the party. So well done, thank you for joining us this evening, Blent. So I'm going to take us over now to our play page, and you can see exactly where we are on the map this evening. We are still in the sewers / tunnels underneath the Vanthan Per Manor, and I will just read off a quick recap, just to not just to enlighten the people watching at home, also to enlighten our characters, and actually it's probably good for me just to get an idea as to where we are within our story. So, where are we? So, within the corrupt and prosperous city of Baldur's Gate, evil plots are being hatched and are on the precipice of fruition. Our party of adventurers has helped rid the streets of the death god worshipping cult, the Dead Three, proving a worthy ally of the city's mercenary guards, the Flaming Fist. Commanded by the absent and thought dead leader, Grand Duke Ulder Ravengard, the Fist have been requiring the help of travelling warriors to help protect the city from evil influences. Ooh, I think my stream may have just gone down. 1 second. No, it's still good on my end. Apologies. Where are we? The party... None of these influences, apologies, are greater than that of the power-hungry Duke Thalamara Vanthampur, who seeks to take command of the city by force. Guys, are you still with me at home? Yeah? For some reason, my laptop's gone down, but that's fine. Where was I? So, the party have had run-ins with both her sons, Mortlock and Amric, respectively. And with Amric being dead and his body being disposed of, Mortlock has fled on a ship to Neverwinter, leaving 2 of her sons missing from Baldur's Gate, which would mean that the party need to be very wise and think carefully about how they encounter despot Duke Thalamara in future. They have teamed up with the surviving Hellrider soldier Rhea Mountainmorn, who is currently with the party, and she is also helping to seek out another element of evil, that being Thavius Krieg, the mysterious ruler of the missing city of Elturel. He's been spotted taking refuge in the Vanthan Per Manor, and through many hilarity and hijinks, the party have gained entry into the mansion underneath and found many different hidden passages in this underground lair that has actually been reappropriated from the sewers that lie beneath the city. In last week's episode, the party desecrated a temple and statue of the archdevil and fallen angel Zariel, and also encountered a barracks full of many slumbering guards. Salas has opted to cause a distraction and lure the guards out of the room, with Thavius potentially residing beyond. Will Salas be caught and turned into snake jelly? Will Thavius be found and brought to justice? Or will the party finally have a long-awaited rest to level up? All shall be decided this week as the Natural Ones play Descent into Avernus. So, I will ask you all, as Salas has just caused such a ruckus and such an enormous amount of noise with... I'm not really sure what noises were you making again, Salas? They were
I was smashing the door with a flail just to make sure everyone wakes up.
Ah, I see. They were quite quite insidious. I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative, please, because this is the moment where I believe Jerry was hanging upside down. He was there was a snare set by Atlas, and it lifted up one of the cultists. Jerry's hanging upside down. He's the cultist, and he's alerted the rest of his cohort to Salas's whereabouts. Pointed down the corridor, and you can see Salas is just pegging it for his dear life. Okay.
Not with this initiative roll.
It's not the best. It isn't the best, but we can. Oh, it is 21. Excuse me. Very good. So let me just run the encounter and add in your initiative. So 21 for you, Salas. Very nice indeed.
No, that's not me.
Oh, apologies. It's Blent 21. Having trouble reading tonight. Not a great one then. There, Salas, a 9. I think they may be hot on your heels this evening. Lyra with a wonderful 20. Thank you very much. Blent's got a 21. I will quickly roll for Atlas and see how he gets on. And he rolls an 11. A pretty average 11. The cultist will roll, as will our friend Rhea. Okay. Right, so this is going to start initiative. Blent, you are up. You currently are out of view of the cultists, and they have no real idea where you are. Okay.
Yeah, is it fair to say that they are facing towards Salas at this point?
Yes. I mean, the one that's hanging upside down, just over here, he is pointed to the direction of Salas to the east. So they have no idea of anyone else's locations, or even that anyone else is present. Okay.
Okay. What is Blent gonna do? Okay. Let's have a little think here. Blent is completely out of rage until we rest.
Oh, okay.
Ideal.
Yeah. Is it a short rest you need?
No, that is a long rest for rage.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's quite difficult, isn't it?
It's going to be
A barbarian without a rage.
Okay, I think what Blent is going to do... Yeah, he's going to just try and sneak up. So that's 5, 10, 20, 25 is about there somewhere. He's going to just sneak up to there. He's going to press himself up against the wall and see if, as a bonus... He cannot. Okay, he is just going to ready an action then to basically charge down the next person who walks through that door.
Okay, so you're going to ready yourself. So the next cultist that comes through, you're going to lomp him, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
So there is a bit of distance between you. Do you want to come a bit closer? Because you can't delay your movement. You can only delay action.
He'll come in. Yeah.
Okay,
because he
that's
can
fine.
double move.
Yep, that's fine. No problem at all. Okay, so you delayed the action. After you in the order is going to be Lyra. Lyra, what would you like to do?
I think I'm going to follow Blent's lead and just peek round the corner.
Okay.
I don't know if I can grab myself. A bit tricky.
Your character, do you want me to... Did you want to
Yeah,
just
I can't move
click
it.
where you want to go? I can drag you.
Just up to here, just so
Yep.
you can see around the corner.
Okay.
And I think I also wish to hold my action. And I swap to my crossbow and
Yep.
stay there.
So use a
And
bonus
shoot
action to bring
anybody.
the crossbow out. And
Yeah.
anyone, yeah, okay.
I'm not too fussed about the guy that's swinging about. It's anyone that takes after Salas. That's who I'm going to try.
Okay, so any cultist that pegs it for Salas, you're going to shoot down with the crossbow. Very nice, good. Another held action will bring us on to cultist, the first cultist. Now this one is Jerry, and he's actually ensnared by this magical rope that's lifted him up about 3 foot off the ground. His head is just dangling above, and he is getting a bit of a rush of blood to his head, but he has screamed and yelled at Salas. He's getting away! The intruder's getting away! So he's going to try and attempt to withdraw a dagger and try and cut this magical infused rope that is trapping his ankles. And I'm going to ask, I'm going to roll for you in front of you just so you can all see a 1d20. And let's see if he can get out of it. He fails, he gets a 10. So he is still trapped upside down, and that means he can't move or do anything else really. So unfortunately he is essentially grappled and he can't go. But the next set of cultists will move out. And I would get ready for this, okay? One comes out and pushes past the dangling body of of Jerry that's hanging upside down, and he's going to try and attempt to go to the east. But obviously, Blent being on the outside, readying his warhammer, will get his action. So, Blent, you may take the action.
Come on then.
Okay. A 21 to hit definitely hits.
I think.
Just two-handed.
No, save that. Save that. Yeah, that's good. We'll just
Yep.
roll that. That is going to be two-handed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
one.
it's the 11
Okay,
damage.
11 damage on the cultist. Let me just double check to see how our cultist will fare. Well, it's early into the battle, and you are making up for lost ground on last week's session. Well done, Blent. You have killed him. How have you killed the first cultist of the
Wow.
night?
As he walks forward out of the door and pushes past his mate, Blent is going to bring his warhammer around and just hit him in the crook of the back and send him flying across the room into the other wall, where he just falls into a slump on the ground.
Oh no! Oh dear. So he is out for the count. That one is dead. There's still a hanging Jerry in the air, but other guards are going to start to flow out, and whilst they hear the noise and the painful screams that have been caused by your warhammer on the first one that left the room, others are just streaming out after your friend Salus. Okay, and they all start moving towards the door. A few of them are quite slow, quite groggy, having just woken up, but a few of them are indeed coming out of the room. Okay, the corridor is soon going to be full and amassed with many a cultist. One cultist has used all of its movement, Salus, to catch up with you. So it's going to roll and try and attack you with.
Do I get my opportunity attack?
This one seems to be going for. This one does seem to be going for Salus, so you could get an opportunity attack for sure.
Come on, Lyra.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Not
opportunity,
opportunity, just your
My-
held
my
action.
help.
Yeah, that's fine.
Come on, no, that one.
For 16, it does hit. Nice work.
Yes.
Come on. Right,
11
it won't be an
damage,
11.
A
It's
5 piercing damage. Now, that's not enough to kill it, but it does severely wound the cultist that unfortunately has just received a large metal bolt right in its rump. And as it's trying to run towards Salus and exact the cultist's revenge upon this man who has caused a very, very strange sounding disturbance, he just receives that bolt up his arse and he just yells in pain. However, he does still get to take his action, and he will use his scimitar on you, Atlas. So, are you ready, Atlas? Sorry, Salus, apologies. Are you ready, Salus?
All ready.
Wonderful, okay. So the scimitar attack is a nat 20. Unfortunately, 23 in total.
So sorry.
And it will be... luckily, it only rolled off a d6. It only rolled a 1. So it's 2 plus 5 in total. Yeah, 5 in total.
Okay.
Okay, so 5
Right.
points of damage.
You,
Okay.
whew.
So that actually
Okay.
wasn't too bad. That could have been a lot worse. As it brings its scimitar down and just slices actually just between your arm and your torso, just around that shoulder area, causing quite a nice big gash to appear in your stronger arm as well. So, oh, wonderful! We've had a new follower. Thank you very much, Death Raven or Death666 Raven. Thank you very much. I'm hoping that you're
Oh, 3
enjoying
sixes.
our stream. Yeah, 3 sixes. He is of hell incarnate itself. So thank you for joining us as we descend deeper into hell. 337.
No, but I rolled 1d666.
Oh. Okay, that must be is that nearly halfway between 666, isn't it? That's quite an impressive roll. So that is one of the cultists. The other ones that are in the room are just stacking inside the door, waiting to get out. Unfortunately, there is a hanging cultist in the way that's stopping them from all coming out at the same time. But this only gives Atlas, who is residing in the northern room, the opportunity to think carefully about his own attack. and I think that he is going to use some magic. He's going to come out into the corridor, or into the door of the corridor just up here, and he is going to use, I think, a spell. What's a spell he could use? 5 foot, could be Thunderclap. Aha! I think he is going to use Thunder Wave. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this will mean him getting a bit closer. Okay, and this will also mean that anyone within 15 feet is going to have to roll a Constitution saving throw. Okay. He's normally one to think of his allies, but just the sheer amount of cultists streaming out of this door, he knows he needs to do something big and do something big quick. So, can I ask everyone in... Salus, you are within 15 feet. And Blent, could you both roll a Constitution saving throw, please? And I'll get the cultists to do the same. There's 4 cultists to do the same. So, Blent, you save. Luckily, the hanging body of the cultist blocks the force of the impact. Salus, you get advantage, do you?
Yes, due to my origin and race.
Or on just Constitution
spells
saving
and
throws?
other magical effects. Just on all the saving throws against spells and other magical effects.
Oh wow,
Nice.
that's a pretty nice class ability, or race ability. I like that. Yarn
I don't mind
T
it.
are pretty nice. So let me just roll for the cultist. It's a Constitution saving throw. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ooh. 2 of them pass, 2 of them fail. So the one in front of you, Salus, being so close, will receive damage, and the one right in front of Atlas will also receive the force of this damage. And that damage will be a whopping 2d8, which I will roll now.
Ooh.
Okay, 12 damage on this, and I'm pretty sure those that pass take half damage, okay?
Nice.
So, half of that 12, Blent and Salus, you've received 6 points of that Thunder Wave, unfortunately. But this one here, right in front of Atlas, is just thrown straight into the wall, and absolutely his spine just snaps as soon as it hits the stone. So he is dead. This one here, unfortunately, Salus, is thrown into you. Because you're quite close, I'm going to ask you just to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, please, because it's really quite difficult for you to get out of the way. His flailing dead body is now heading towards you. An 8. Unfortunately, yeah. You said, are you gonna? Have you got something up your sleeve?
That's it.
No, just that 8 then. Unfortunately then, Salus, I will roll a 1d6 for you. And you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as this now collapsing body is pushed towards you. This
What
dead
the
weight.
couldn't achieve, Atlas is definitely doing quite well.
Jerry is also unfortunately going to take some damage as well. He hanging to this rope, you just see him like swing around like a big boxing punch bag as this force knocks into him, and you hear him scream yet again. And I think that's all the people that take damage, because these are the people who are kind of like out of the way, luckily enough. So the walls standing between them and Atlas. So the people inside the room are good to go. After Atlas, then, it is our good friend Salus. Salus, what would you like to do?
Boyakasha and all that. I, being on my last leg, quite literally, will, in the last act of heroism, I shall cast Arms of Hadar.
Oh, I love Arms of Hadar. So, just to jump in.
No.
No?
I think I will not cast Arms of Hadar.
Why?
Because I wouldn't reach anyone, I just realised. I have to cast it on myself.
Yeah, it comes out of you, yeah. The arms literally appear out of your body. So you need to be what? Is it 5 foot reach?
10-foot reach. So
10-foot reach. Okay.
It would just maybe hit Atlas, and that's all.
Yeah.
I take it back. I am going to cast. Oh my goodness, this is difficult. Right, I think Firebolt Jerry and just leg it.
Okay. Right, go for your 5-volt roll to hit, please, on Jerry, the hanging cultist.
Yes.
Let's have a look. That is a 22 that most definitely hits. Roll damage, please. A 1 point of damage. Now, to be fair to Jerry, he has got a body of the cultist kind of blocking your way, so he doesn't take the full splash of that firebolt as it hurtles towards him. And he's also still swinging about from that thunder wave, so it's not a still target. It's definitely a moving one, which has made that a lot harder for you to hit. He's still alive and kicking. Well, he's not kicking. He's still alive and hanging, should I say. Yeah, Jerry is still there.
As a bonus action, Salus wants to just scream like a monkey and try running away, just maybe to attract some more cultists.
To attract some more. I see. Okay. Fingers crossed they will continue to follow you. After you, Salus, in the order, it is Rhea. Rhea has so far been quite quiet. She got a 2 on her roll. She's also going to follow suit with Lyra and unfurl her heavy crossbow. And any one that comes out the room, she will take an attack at with her bolt. Okay? So that's what Lyra's going to do. And she just peers over to Lyra and she just says, "I stand with you, dwarf. Let's take these bastards down." And a bit of yeah.
Salus looks pretty rough.
He does. He doesn't look in the healthiest of state, and he is currently being chased by up to 10 potential. Well, no, not necessarily 10 now, because a few of them have been killed. But yeah, still quite a considerable cohort of cultists are after him. After the Hell Rider of Rhea, it is Blent again. Blent, you are next to the doorway. You've got Jerry in front of you. 2 dead cultists also adjoining, as well as Atlas just in front. Atlas has given you a little respectful nod, Blent, just to say sorry for the Thunderwave misunderstanding.
But I think Blent is probably going to cross over to that position, and he's going to use his bonus action, Second Wind.
Yeah, give yourself a bit of health.
Gain 1d10 of health.
Okay. Is that an action or bonus? Sorry.
That is a bonus.
Bonus. Okay, so you can use your second wind for bonus.
Which is 1d10 plus 2.
Okay. Yep. Roll that.
Add
that health on for yourself.
It will. Cool.
So 5 health.
Nice. And then I think he will.
You are within striking distance, so there's one. I don't know if you can see it, but there is one.
I can. Yeah.
In that door. Okay. Yep. You can hit him if you so wish.
I think he's just going to ready the action so that if he steps across the threshold, he'll hit him.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So you can ready him as soon as he comes out of the door. You can bonk him on the head or the like with that large warhammer you are holding. Lyra, then, you will need to use a bonus to reload your crossbow if you are going to wish to use that again. But I'll leave it up to you. What would you like to do, Lyra?
I think I'm going to move in a little bit further, if I could, please.
Yeah. Whereabouts would you like to go?
I think here.
Okay.
Fine.
What would you
because
like to do?
I wish to use my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Salus.
What's the range of that?
It is 60 feet.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, he's about 55 feet away, so you're just within range, yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
just here.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm just using level 1, so it's 1d4. 2.
So 1d4 plus 2. So you can add that on a 5. 5 points of damage. Hopefully not. 5 points of healing are wafted through the air, through the dulcet, lustrous tones of Lyra, emitting a nice sweet spell out of her lips. Does your spell carry any words that you want Salus to hear?
Scum would do.
Sorry?
A scum would do.
What word are you saying?
Scum?
Scum.
Scum?
Yes.
I'm not shouting scum down the corridor.
Wouldn't that be a nice thing? It's kind of like a sisterly kind of way of endearing Salus.
Like, here, have some healing, you absolute idiot. Is probably what flows down there.
Okay.
Okay. So,
And you're going, whoop, whoop,
upon
whoop,
hearing
whoop,
these
whoop,
words, you feel somewhat diminished morally, but uplifted physically.
That's exactly what I was going for. He's a fool,
Yes.
but he feels better.
Wonderful. Okay, so Salus, you are healed for 5 points of health, of your hit points. Lyra, so you've used that as an action, yes?
I have.
Are you doing anything with your bonus?
That was my bonus.
Oh, apologies.
That's a bonus action.
That's a bonus
But
action.
it does mean... Yes. So can I use my action then to swap back to my Shield of Warhammer? So
Yep,
that I
that's
am
fine. So you can stow
prepared.
the crossbow and pick up your 2 weapons, readying yourself for your next go. Yeah, no problem at all.
So already I'm like, look at Rhea, I give her a nod. I'm like, cool.
What, are you urging her to get up close and personal?
No, just like, because she was like, I'm with you, and I'm like, I'm with
Okay.
you as well, but with
Good,
these things.
yes. A bit of camaraderie is nice to see.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, so after you, it is the onslaught of our cultists, unfortunately. And Jerry's still hanging up there. Hanging in there, Jerry. He's going to try and escape once more. He's going to roll a strength check to try and get out things. He rolls a 10. He fails again. Unfortunately, Jerry is still hanging by... Well, I say a thread, but he's hanging by a rope. How many puns can I get in? So he misses the rest of his go. He can't do anything. He's getting quite agitated now. That his face is looking awfully red. It's easy to see even underneath that the golden mask that he is wearing. There's like a radiant sun emerging from underneath that mask. One more cultist will travel out of the room. And unfortunately, I think he may get attacked by the awaiting Blent. So this one will come out, but as he's come through the doorway, you can have a hit on that cultist. So throw away with the hammer, please, Blent. 24 definitely hits. Very nice roll. Very nice.
Okay, yeah. I guess we roll here.
Two-handed, yeah.
Yeah.
12 points. Blent, you are on fire. How do you wish to kill this one?
I guess as he comes out of the door, just bring the hammer straight down on top of his head, and it just sinks into his shoulders, and he slumps to the ground.
Okay, so he's slumped just between Jerry and Lyra. He's now slumped on the floor. Another one is going to come to the doorway and can see you. He can't get out of the door because there's too many. There's Jerry in the way. There's dead bodies. There's you. There's Lyra. There's Atlas. It's too hard for this one to come out. But he is going to try and take a scimitar strike with his sword. Right, are you ready, Blent, for this scimitar? Okay, it is a 19 to hit.
That hits.
And it's 4 points of slashing damage as he swipes down his scimitar right down your chest, penetrating your armor. Is that hurting, or are you pretty good for health? Blent?
Blent's still pretty good at the moment.
Wonderful. So you brush it off. Blent is mighty after all, so you're good to go. Right. I am going to say that after you, it is going to be Well, the rest of the cultists can't really do a lot because they are stuck inside the room with it's kind of like bottlenecked, which actually is working to your favour. Atlas is going to attempt to use yet another spell. I need to make sure I've just ticked off that Thunderwave spell from his spell slots, and he's going to throw an ice knife past Jerry into the room to the creature to the cultist just behind him. So this one just behind Jerry is going to receive the ice knife. The ice knife will be a roll to hit. So 21 hits. Okay.
Good rolls tonight.
Yeah, really good rolls. And the great thing about ice knife is that it gets a 1d10 to the target, but then everyone within 5 feet must take a dexterity saving throw. Okay. So let's roll the damage on the ice knife. So 3 piercing, 8 cold. Hang about. Oh, apologies. Yeah. So 3 piercing damage as the knife hits the cultist creature. Okay. But then everyone within 5 feet is going to have to take a Constitution saving throw. That does include you, Blent. Okay. So he, unfortunately, again, Atlas even has potentially damaged you. So if you want to roll a Constitution saving throw, I'll do the same for all the cultists. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all of them fail by 1. Okay, wonderful. Unfortunately, Jerry has bit the dust. He is gone. He just receives a smattering of icy shards as that ice knife just explodes into particles sharp particles that penetrate through the air. Jerry has died, so poor Jerry is gone, and he is now just an upside down cultist that's just swinging away like some of the meat you actually saw in that fridge in the previous session. I saw lots of venison and boar hanging. The 2 people behind this cultist also receive a whopping 8 cold damage. Your Constitution, Blent, you saved, so well done. You don't receive any of that cold damage. You meant to bring your arm up, and luckily the shards that head your way are not as sharp as the other ones that have been sprayed from this ice knife. And let me just update the health on those 2. So they've received an enormous amount of damage from that ice knife. The people in the room are not looking very well at all. After Atlas, it is Salus. Salus, you have been healed. You are running away still. And your distraction has proved to be somewhat semi-successful. They're not really following you anymore.
Oh dear. Yes, so Salus would look back and you'd probably see a few bodies. So maybe Salus would stop and would probably, what Salus would do would probably start slowly but cautiously moving back towards the door. And he would probably get back to where he was. And what could Salus see?
Had you head back towards the door from where you currently are?
Yeah.
You can't really see into the room. There's too many bodies. There's a upside down dead hanging one. There's a Blent. There's an Atlas. There's not a lot to be seen, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it sounds like they're doing well. I think Salus would try searching this body. Maybe he's got some more food. Maybe even eggs.
That's a good point. We were that wasn't not mentioned in the recap, but your character Salus is a very much a connoisseur of eggs, and you found a basket of, was it 12 eggs?
I think it was 7 eggs.
7 eggs,
but 7 eggs.
7 eggs are definitely like gold, worth gold to you. So. Apparently they're the only 7 eggs in the whole of Baldur's Gate as well. Baldur's Gate is fresh out of eggs. But yeah, so you can search his body. Give me an investigation check, please.
I'd love to. Right, will be a good one. Brilliant.
A wonderful 9. Fortunately, no eggs on this man. You obviously see the main things: his mask, which still looks intact, his black cloak, which has got a hole in the rump area of it, and you obviously find his scimitar, which looks in very good nick. It's been recently polished and sharpened. So.
I think, in the meantime, if Salus has time, Salus would want to start chopping off his head, because Salus got a plan.
Okay, so you're going to use your action to chop his head off?
Yes.
Okay, now obviously you can hold the head with one hand and chop with the other, so the hitting of it is not the issue. How hard you hit it is going to be an issue here. So can you roll me damage, please, on whatever melee attack you wish to use?
Right.
What weapon are you going to use?
I've got this dagger, this lovely dagger that I stole from the house upstairs.
Apologies. I've just realised. So you can use your bonus to get the dagger out. You won't be able to attack with it in this go because you use the action to search him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. I'm ready. I've got a plan. I'm the man with the plan.
So you've readied the dagger to use on this dead cultist. Let's see what happens to Rhea, as she also wants to enter the fray a bit more. Unfortunately for Rhea, she's got the same problem as you. She can get close, but she can't really see that far into the room. To be fair, she can just see this one here. She has loaded her crossbow, and she's going to use her action to fire yet another bolt into the room. Let's see how it rolls. The veterans. Let's go for the heavy crossbow. Heavy crossbow gets a 6. Unfortunately, it does miss because of just the sheer amount of bodies in the way. The cultist inside the room manages to just avoid the incoming bolt. You just hear Rhea curse quite loudly and start to reload her crossbow. And that brings us to the top of the round again. So, Blent, the mighty Bilbar, you are up. What do you wish to do?
I think Blent is going to move back slightly to see if we can draw some of them out a little bit where we might be able to hit them a bit easier. So, he's literally just going to move back.
Yep.
Feet to here. He is going to ready an action again. So that if anyone comes out the door within his 5 foot radius,
it's quite congested, but yeah, potentially.
Yeah, just hoping to draw them out a little bit, and then I think that's it. Yeah, can't really do anything in a bonus, so yeah, no, he's done.
Okay, ready the action just to hit someone as they come out. Lyra, again, that bottleneck is actually starting to work against you. What would you like to do?
I think I'm going to stay where I am. If I can, I want to try and move this body out of the way. So the one that's directly in front of me, I want to just try and kick that aside a little bit.
I mean, the body's on the floor. You can stand on top of it if you wish.
Awkward though, I'm only tiny.
Yeah, it would use an action to move the body. Okay.
Well, I'll clamber then, not very gracefully, to gain some footing, in this space here.
Yeah,
under its arm.
There is enough floor space for you to stand on. It's it's uncomfortable footing, but it's not out of the question. So.
And I do the same with Blent and sort of ready in action. But I think as I look down to get my feet right, I look up ready and just see Salus holding a man up by his head.
Yeah,
knife
bit
ready.
weird.
And it slightly distracts me. But yeah, I'm going to ready my action, and if anyone comes through that door, I'm going to take a swing at them.
Wonderful. Okay, so ready your action. Well, there actually is someone just in the door, so you would have access to hit him. He's looking pretty weak. He has just taken the smatterings of ice. You can see his chest is just peppered with small little holes, and blood is just dripping slowly down his chest.
Yeah, sure, why not? I will take a swing round the doorway and see if I can make contact.
You're within reach of one of these cultists.
I'm I'm gonna call this one-handed. Because I have my shield.
Okay, 10 to hit does not hit, I'm afraid.
To be fair.
Yeah, it's an awkward angle with the door frame and the swinging body just going back and forth. As you actually bring your hammer down, your warhammer, yeah?
It is.
The body just swings and knocks it slightly, so you just kind of missed your target. So unfortunately, you do miss the cultist. But the idea and the effort was there. So unlucky, Lyra. That does bring us to the cultist, though. Yeah, that one that you just hit is actually going to charge and try and push you away, Lyra. Okay, so he's going to come out and try and push you. Can you roll me, please, a strength check? And he will do the same.
Yeah. I like that.
Oops, rolled for the wrong person. Okay,
Why?
a 3. They rolled
Well,
a 4.
natural 1.
Natural
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Hey!
That's not the best one to get.
No,
But,
not the right time for
Yeah,
that.
he is going to push you back 10 feet, okay? And he's going to be
Wow.
standing over you, readying
Oh, it's
his
on.
scimitar, okay? So he's
Oh,
pushed
it's
you
so
back,
on.
and he is unfortunately about to stab you on the next go, so be prepared for that, Lyra. Another one is going to steam out and try and attack Rhea. Okay, so another one has come out. Oh, hang about, that one's walking through a wall. Here we go. This one's going to come and try and attack Rhea. And let's see if it hits. Let's go for the cultist scimitar attack. Okay. 14 to hit Rhea, I believe, doesn't hit. So Rhea just brings up her shield. Brings up her crossbow and uses that wooden frame to block the scimitar's blow. A big chunk is taken out of the crossbow, however, and then he pulls his sword back and stops and looks around and sees obviously Blent and Atlas to his other side. This cultist may have made a very poor decision in leaving that room. However, the people behind him are unable to push past and get out as well. So there is a queue of people waiting to just come out to this slaughter. Okay. Right. After all these cultists have made their 5-foot movement up, unfortunately, fortunately, it is Atlas's go. Atlas, you are going to cast Shillelagh on your... use the cantrip Shillelagh on your staff and turn it into a nice big bulbous bat to try and hit someone. And you do need to move, so you have to try and move through these bodies. It's getting quite congested out here, so yeah, you'll have to hit this one straight in front of you then. So Atlas, will you hit them with your Shillelagh? That is the question. Okay, that is a 12 to hit on the cultist, which is the magic number. So thank goodness Atlas has made... He's actually been very effective this fight. He may have hurt Blent a few times, unfortunately, but he has been
Almost killed
effective.
Salas. He's a useless piece of Atlas.
I don't think he's done it on purpose, but yeah, apologies on that front. I am just doing what Atlas is likely to have done. He's very courageous with his spells. So he's hit the cultist in front of him with the Shillelagh. Let's roll damage on his Shillelagh. Okay, it's 11 points of damage, and that is enough. It is a bit of an overkill because this one didn't have much health to begin with. Seeing this cultist, bloody, speckled with the spikes of ice that have penetrated his chest and torso, he literally just brings down his Shillelagh and bonks him on the head, and just says, "Any more?" As he ushers his words into the room. The bodies are literally piling high. There are now 2 bodies laying outside that room, and I think they may need a bit of moving before you're going to want to enter there, I'm afraid. Right, after Atlas, it is in the order Salus. Salus, there's not a lot that can be done in the current...
Well, there's plenty to do.
Okay,
To start with, I need to chop off someone's head.
Okay, yep.
So I take my nice new dagger and lift up that guy, and I start just slowly cutting through all the dishes, and it's kind of a bit messy. I don't care. I need the head.
You do need the head. Roll me damage on that, please. Okay.
Oh, yes, please.
And yeah, because it's unguarded, undefended, you can roll a crit. So double your dice.
So it would be 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, so neck. Yeah, it's quite a thin section of the body. I'm going to say with a lot of effort and pulling, it's not clean cut. It's not a clean cut. Okay, but you have managed to dismember his head. Yes.
Very good.
What's the word? It's not dismember, is it? It's
Decapitated.
decapitate. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. So you have decapitated. What would you like to do?
And that's it.
That's it. Okay,
well,
so you're holding
I'd like
this
to
head.
Well, I'd like to get ready. If someone comes out of the room, I want to throw the head at them.
So, well, the action would be chopping it off.
Yes. Well, I've got a plan.
Okay. So you're just standing there holding this head. Is there anything you want to say to inspire your friends or put fear in the hearts of the remaining cultists?
No.
No. Okay.
Ready.
You're just going to stand and stare with.
But not maybe stare, but maybe start laughing. To start with quietly, and then just go into a laughing rage, just ready for it.
You just stand there like an absolute psycho. You just like chopped off the head, and you're just like, like something out of It. Like just ugh. Okay, lovely. Thank you, Salus. After you, Salus, it is Rhea. Rhea is going to shoot her crossbow into the room and take a shot at one of the remaining cultists. And let's see how she rolls for her crossbow. Rhea's crossbow will inevitably, hopefully, hit. It's an 18 to hit. Unfortunately, not the most amount of damage in the world. Only 2 damage. Yet, this is one of the occultists that did receive the ice damage from the knife. So it is enough to just completely penetrate his armour, penetrate his chest, and come out the other side swinging. Yet another cultist is just been effed up due to this bottlenecking you've caused in the doorway. So well done to Rhea. I think that's Rhea's first kill for a while, to be honest. So well done, Rhea. And you can just see a small, satisfied smirk on her face. She's not one to love killing, but she does take pleasure in it when it's necessary. And she's just happy. You can see her now happily reloading her crossbow. She looks down at her quiver that's just attached on her belt, and she looks at her bolts, and she says, Lyra, I seem to be running low. If you could spare a couple of bolts in the near future, I would be very appreciative.
I'm busy eyeing up this cultist, and I'm like, in a minute, Rhea.
Okay.
Very cheeky. Didn't even bother helping them. It's like, got any more arrows?
Yeah, like, excuse me. Very busy over here, kicking someone's ass.
I'm sorry. I hear. Yeah, like Ray didn't even bother to help you. Apologies. It's like, I won't help you, but give me all your arrows. Give me your bolts.
To be fair, I wouldn't have accepted the help. Like, this one's mine. He pushed me.
Yeah, she knew that. She knew you look after yourself. You're a strong, independent dwarf. Okay, after Rhea is top of the order, back to our mighty Milbar. Blent, what would you like to do?
Blent is fuming. He readied an action. He completely expected someone to come out of that door and try and attack him, and they all went the other way. He's absolutely furious.
Is he?
He's fed up to pieces. He's wasted an action, so he's going to try something here.
Okay.
He is going to try. Bearing in mind he is only about 3.5 foot tall.
Yes,
so
true.
I feel like he
Yeah.
can probably get over all these bodies and into that room.
He is a small,
So he is-
small person, so technically he's a bit more nimble than the average person.
Yeah, he's very acrobatic as well, as we all well know. So he is going to try and springboard off the stomach of this dead person and jump onto Jerry's dead body, hoping
Yeah.
to swing it backwards, and then swing into the room over the pile of bodies in the doorway and just attack whoever is there.
Okay, now because this is obviously such an acrobatic maneuver to try and get in that room despite the mountainous bodies piled up high, I will need a acrobatic check, please.
Okie doke. Come on, Blend, don't let me down.
It's quite small, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Oh. Unfortunately, I would have probably accepted a 10 for that, as you are quite small. Unfortunately, as you springboard off this one, you grab hold of that body, and you do make it over the bodies inside the room, but you don't manage to bring your weapon up in time before the momentum of your swing causes you to fly straight into this one. So you do manage to go into the room, except you do fly into the cultist rather than attack him. He will take damage, but as will you. I'll roll 1d6, and this will be the damage you both take. So you both take 3 damage. However, this is the last cultist that received the ice damage. So that is enough to kill him. Okay.
Wow.
So that's the last ice damaged
So,
cultist.
I think as Blend is flying in, he trips. It just catches his toe on the uppermost body, completely falls apart, but ends up going head noggin first directly into him and just crashes through him in an almighty headbutt. And when he stands up, the cultist doesn't stand up.
Wonderful. Thank you. Death Raven agrees that was the best kill of the night so far. Totally. Oh, says bloke. Totally meant it. Yeah, of course you did, didn't you? Well, I mean, to be fair, that was what you were aiming to do. You were trying to get into the room and kill someone, and you have. So it worked in your favour, if not in the most graceful way possible. So well done, Blent. He is dead.
Blend is a problem solver, and he can turn any disaster into victory.
There you go. So I'm just going to ask Blent, can you quickly make me a perception check as you are now in this room?
I would. Okie doke. Perception.
Okay.
Yay!
A natural 1.
It's not just me.
That hangs true, given that he just killed someone with his head.
Yeah, you're
Just got
quite
stars thrown.
concussed. You're a bit shaky. Your vision is quite blurred, and there's a lot of blood you're having to smear out of your face. Unfortunately, you don't have a lot of time to check your surroundings, so you cannot see what is around this room currently. Okay. Right. After you. Right, my dear friend. After you. Right. Oh, sorry. Whoops. After you, Blent, it is Lyra.
Okay. She's ready. She's
Okay.
also, like Glenn, fuming.
Yeah, I bet she is.
Just got pushed all that way back, and this guy thinks that she's nothing now. So, she's like, you have seriously underestimated me, pal. I should get ready a Warhammer and take a good old swing at him.
Okay, so
just
you
one
have to use some of your movement to get up off the floor, okay, and then you can use
I'm
your Warhammer. Yeah?
fine.
That's fine. Okay, roll to hit them, please.
Imagine the cheek of Rhea. I'm literally on the floor, and she's like, "I got any arrows?" Look, shocking. There we go. 16.
Wonderful. Okay, so a 16 to hit, that definitely does hit the cultist that's standing in front of you
Incredible.
with your Radiant Warhammer.
Oh, nice.
Handed
Okay.
8.
So is that two-handed, yeah?
One-handed because I've got my shield.
Oh, so one-handed, so 8 points of
8
damage.
bludgeoning.
So 8 bludgeoning, and do we and a 1d6 for the radiant? Yeah. So in total,
Add to the
that
radiant.
is 13 points of damage. Yeah. How do you wish to kill this person? Thank you.
Oh, yes. So
Go
I
for it.
scramble up off the floor, take my stance, and I just leather him. I'm
Leather
just
him.
furious, and I think I will aim for his shoulder and try and knock that into his sternum.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just quickly plugging in a laptop. So I can
You're
actually...
alright.
Yeah, I'm just plugging a laptop in because it has gone dead, and I have no notes up in front of me. But despite that, you have killed this one. You've definitely killed the cultist.
I definitely broke a few bones through that left-hand side.
You can hear a massive crunch. You can actually see out of the section of the shoulder you've hit, the bones just penetrating out of the armour as well. A small smattering of blood now resides on your glowing warhammer. But yeah, lovely hit there.
So
Thank
push
you,
me
Lara.
around, will ya?
I think he made the wrong decision to push you for sure. He's messed with
No.
the wrong dwarf on that occasion. There really only lies one more cultist, and it is the one standing directly next to Blent. This one has seen no action, has taken no damage, and is literally just beyond impressed by what you guys have just done to his 9 colleagues. This one does not grab for its scimitar, Blent. He looks at you, pulls down his mask, and he is looking scared shitless. He says, Sir Dwarf, very impressive manoeuvre. I didn't much like him anyway. Don't suppose we could talk about this?
Only if what you've got to say is the whereabouts of Thaddeus Krieg.
Oh, you're after Thavius. Well, I mean, my lady Duke Falamara, she has requested we give him our best attention and look after him. But you know, I'd rather keep my head if it's all the same to you. Yeah, he's in that room just beyond. I mean, just go for it. I wasn't here. I will just go back to sleep if that's okay.
You will be going to sleep permanently if he's not in that room he says.
Honestly,
Are there any guards? Are there anything you can tell us about that room?
He
that
has
might
got a
help?
couple of bodyguards. There is an adjoining corridor just through that door, and he points to the south, just to this door by the south, and yeah, he says there's 2 personal bodyguards. They may be dozing off because he's been in this chamber for a while now. He doesn't get out much, you see.
Okay, fair. I think Blent is satisfied and he just tells him, drop your weapons and run out the door.
I mean, if there was a door to run out of, I mean, the way to the south is not really out. It's kind of further in, so...
Oh no, Blent means as in this room!
Well, the current room we're in, sir, there's my friend's bodies piled up higher. Okay, if you're sure. And he looks to start walking out of the room, very, very carefully, treading over the dead bodies and the blood. Okay, so this will actually see end of combat for this part, but there is this cultist that's still heading out of the room. He immediately spots Atlas and Rhea and sees them eyeing him up. Salus and Lyra, you see this man walk out and push Jerry's body to one side as it's hanging. He is maskless, but what would you like to do?
Oh, Salus is still carrying out his plan, and so seeing the cultist walk out, he wants to cast prestidigitation on the head he just chopped off so that it looks like it's weeping and kind of crying in a horrible, scared way. And he wants to lift up the head over his head and say, enemies of Salus, behold what happens
Okay. Give me a intimidation check, please, with advantage.
Oh yes, please.
Okay, 24.
Wow.
The cultist that's walked out, he's maskless. As soon as you start talking, his eye and his ears catch you, and he's looking at you with wide eyes, a gaping mouth, a quivering lip. He is so intimidated, Salus. You have started to see, just down by his black cloak, a darkening happening. He appears to be wetting himself, and he just wants to get the hell out of there. He turns around so quickly, he runs, unfortunately, straight into Lyra. So Lyra, he has run
This
straight
again.
into.
Yeah, I want to push him with my shield so that he bounces off me as he goes past.
Okay, roll to hit with your shield then, please. So it'll be your plus your
Don't
strength.
have to do
and
that.
proficiency.
So just roll you a D.
D20 plus your strength, and you can't really be proficient with shield, so just your strength will be fine.
Yeah, fine.
It'll be the same as a strength check, technically.
Oh, I've started typing already.
Okay, no worries. That's fine. Okay, to hit, he does manage to dodge this. He does look round very quickly, sees you, and just jockeys around you. So, unfortunately, you do not manage to hit him with your shield, but he just starts pegging it. You just see him pegging it down the corridor, almost slipping up in the sewers and the shitty water that he has to traverse over. But you can just hear him screaming, "You guys are bloody crazy! I'm getting out of here!"
Lyra, catch him, murder him, don't let him get away. Have you not learned from that stupid maid upstairs?
Raya just says,
Salus wants to start running at least towards in that direction.
Yeah.
He's not happy with that.
"That's
I
fine."
respond, Salus, can you stop making people wet themselves, please? You terrifying human.
I mean, luckily enough, of all
Just
places for
catch
him
him,
to
kill
wet
him.
himself, of all places, he has done it in a sewer, so he's done it in a good place.
Still unpleasant.
Raya just says, "Oh, I'll handle this," and she just brings up her crossbow and aims to him as he's running out of range, just beyond the corner, and she does manage to get a shot off. And how will she roll? Let's have a look. Heavy crossbow.
Come on, Raya.
She rolls a whopping 9. She does miss, unfortunately. And that was her last bolt. She has used her very last bolt.
Oh.
And she literally says, "Oh, for fuck's sake, that's my last bloody bolt as well!" Lyra, have you got any spare for a friend?
Yeah. Do we need to get him? Blent? Atlas?
Yes. Salus
Yeah,
wants to
by
run
that point,
after
he
him.
is round the corner. Who is pursuing him?
Salus is running, of course.
Yeah,
Salus.
I will as well.
He's
Okay.
going to be a good 30 feet ahead of you because he's a sprite runner. Lyra will run round, okay, and Ray is not going to. Atlas is going to stay. He's not one to run. He's quite a graceful chap. As you look round the corner, however, though, Salus and Lyra, you can see, and I'll just move my camera for everyone at home to see. Let me one more second. He wants to go to the right. Oh, I can't go any further right. That's fine. You can see both Salus and Lyra have rounded the corner and see him a good 40 feet away. What would you both like to do upon sighting him?
Firebolt.
Okay. Roll to hit. And what would you like to do, Lyra?
I'm reloading my crossbow and going for a
Okay, yeah.
crossbow.
So they can roll to hit with your crossbow as well, as you're running around the corner, hastily reloading it, but you can get a shot off. Lyra hits and so does Salus. Both roll damage, please.
Nice.
Come on, Lyra.
So
That's not good
5
enough.
and a 2. It's not going to be
Beautiful
enough.
natural one.
Yeah, not great hits. I won't lie, but it's enough to hurt him, and he yells out in pain. I've just realised I've selected one of the ones that has a death symbol on them. He's not dead, but he is injured, and and he again yells out in pain as this bolt, both the bolt of the crossbow and the bolt of the fire, strike his back, nearly knock him off balance, but he is literally running as fast as he can, as quick as he can, out of your presence. So he carries on running. Do you both keep pursuing him?
Yes.
Okay.
In that case, yes. I'm going to
Blent,
stay with him.
Atlas is going to stay and enter the room to come find June to see if you're okay. Atlas just says to you, Blent, well, hopefully the chaps will catch that loud gentleman. What did he have to tell you?
Be letting him go.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I thought you let him go,
was
Blent.
He was a very helpful fella, and he's given us the whereabouts of Thaddeus Krieg and let us know to expect some resistance.
Oh, really? Well, that is very fortuitous. Rhea! We think we may have found Thaddeus! And Rhea hastily climbs over with, now, putting back her crossbow and getting out her shield and sword once more and says, did someone say Thaddeus?
Yep, that would be me, my lady.
Where is he? And she gets her sword ready.
I have
Lead the way, dwarf!
Well, he's sort of out of this room, really. So probably pointing that sword in the other direction.
So you do you tell Rhea and Atlas which door they're heading to?
Yeah, southern door.
The southern one here, yeah. Okay. So they ready up themselves, and if you wish, Blent, you could go through that door now, or you could wait for your colleagues to return.
I think Blent would suggest that they wait for the others to return.
Okay. Rhea looks agitated by this, but she understands. She knows there is strength in numbers, and she is low on bolts, as she has said.
I think Blent suggests to Rhea, maybe let's see if we can salvage anything off of these folk or in this room.
Yeah, okay, so you can roll investigation check with advantage to have a look around here. I'm going to come back to Lyra and Salus. Lyra and Salus, you can choose to chase him. He is getting out of your... I've lost him off my map, apologies. You can choose to chase him, but he is getting beyond your vision, so you need to hurry up and catch him. Okay, so you can move another 30 feet up.
Chase.
Okay, and he is approaching the corner of this section of the tunnel, the sewers. So you can just see him on the outside of your vision. What would you both like to do?
Firebolt.
Firebolt. Okay, roll to hit. Are you reloading as you're going, Lyra?
Can I? I know we're not in combat. Could I dash and try and get to him?
His speed.
Or will I not reach him?
His speed. Yeah, he's running away from you. So this is pretty much as far as. Yeah, this is pretty much as far as you can get. Wait, let me just get 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're as far as you can get in that space of time.
That's fine. I will reload then.
Okay, and you can take a hit as well. Salus, unfortunately, that does miss. 12.
Well,
13
Yes.
hits.
Oh,
Right,
Lyra.
roll damage on that crossbow.
Please, Lyra.
And
Oh,
that
gosh.
is enough. Wonderful.
Oh!
So, how are you hitting this fleeing
Drop him.
cultist with your crossbow?
Hastily. I don't think it's even an aimed shot.
You
think
see the
it's
firebolt
instinct.
miss, and you know that the pressure is on you before he rounds that corner. 'Cause you know if he rounds that corner, he's pretty much gone. And you just let loose your bolt, flies through the air, and impacts him straight between the shoulder blades. And you just see him hunch his back, and he just yelled quite loudly, which is starting to echo around these corridors. And the man, cultist, who was set free by Blent, has now been brutally murdered, unfortunately.
And
The
Salus
bat.
looks around and says, "Who fired that shot?" Like, oh, you're here. Oh, it's Lyra. Hello. Didn't see you here, little person.
What?
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing.
You with your
nothing.
flipping crazy
Oh.
firebolts that never hit.
Ah, thank you very much. At least
Flipping warning shots.
help. I wanted to light the corridor for you, so you have a better target.
Oh, sure.
I'm
I'm
a
gonna.
kind person. I've been learning. I've been taking note of the things that you do.
I'm already walking away from Salas at this point.
You just stop listening to him.
That's what this
He's
nonsense.
starting to waffle now, so you know at that point it's probably better just to walk off. Okay. So you
I'm gonna see if I
guys,
can retrieve any bolts from that body, seeing as
the bo-
everyone's shot.
the body you just shot, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. Can you roll me a sleight of hand check to see if you can take these bolts out without damaging them too much, please?
Sure.
Okay. How many bolts have you fired into him? 2, yeah.
2.
Yeah, you get 1 back. Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay. So Salas and Lara, you head back towards where the cluster of bodies are, back towards the room you were previously fighting outside of, and you manage to wade your way through inside this room, and you find your colleagues. You find Rhea, Atlas, and Blent all discussing the next move. Blent, now you've had a bit of time to take in your surroundings. Can you roll me a perception with advantage, please? Oh no, sorry, apologies. Apologies. You've done investigation, haven't you? Yeah, you've done investigation. So with a 17, yeah. So you are currently in what is obviously a quarters, a sleeping quarters, and this room is just littered with bunk beds, to which the current cultists you see on the floor dead were residing. Next to them are unlocked footlockers, and lots of them contain just ordinary clothes that the cultists would wear above ground. You find a couple of these golden masks and freshly kept, and you also find a small amount of gold in one of the chests, with a mixture of different currencies, but amassing to a total of about 8 gold. So not a lot, but these cultists are not really paid very well, so you would not expect to find a massive amount of gold on their being. Apart from that, there's not really a lot in this room. This really was just a sleeping quarters.
Okay. Fair enough. I think then all Blent does is probably try pocket that 8 gold, and then
It's a small amount,
relay to everybody the information about the Daughter of the South and the whereabouts of Fabius.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you an imbecile or something? Just asking it
Boy.
a friendly question. Did you just let that guy go so that we have to chase him and kill him down the corridor?
He's dead. You were
What?
supposed to let him go. He dropped his scimitar, took off his mask, and said he wanted no part of this life anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, I suppose he should have just walked away and told everyone we're here. Yes, very well done, Blent. You are such a clever fellow.
Oh, I don't. Well, everybody deserves a second chance, Salas. We've given you several.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm not sure you know what you're talking about.
Atlas
Get him
interjects
kill
and
that
just
man.
says, "The dwarf has a point, Salas. You do run amok quite a lot."
I'm just trying to keep us safe here, okay? If you just listened to me, there would be no trouble with any of this. Nobody would get hurt, especially by friendly fire. So, Atlas, out of all the people here, I think you should just go lie down in one of these beds and just wait for us to finish off the party.
Lyra is looking, following this conversation from one person to the next, and doesn't know if she's done right or wrong. She knows that the guy was being noisy, and that was probably a bad idea him leaving. But also, if Blent had let him go, she's very torn. She's just having a bit of a panic and trying to look around at everybody, not knowing what's going on.
Fortunately, out of all of you, at least Lyra's learning something. You should have seen that last shot. The guy was absolutely gone when that bolt went through his heart. It was beautiful.
I did shoot him in the back, though. It didn't feel great.
What you're learning.
Rhea, just listening to all this, she says, as humorous and pointless as your discussions are, my friends, we have been told Thavius is beyond this door. He is the very reason I am in this city. Why are we waiting? What's the point?
Just go in then. It's your business, right?
Lyra sort of like clears her throat and is like, "Oh, maybe we should heal. I've got some potions."
Some potions?
Ooh.
I mean, I'm okay, but you're more than welcome. That won't you just chuck it. You can have a little drink and we can be on.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit thirsty.
Blent sort of rubs his head a little bit after that last one. It says, "Oh, my lady dwarf, I wouldn't mind if you're offering."
I indeed am offering, and I hand him a potion of healing.
Okay, so Blent can have a potion of healing. Salas, have you got one, or would you require one from
No,
Lyra?
but I want to poke Lyra and say, I'm feeling a bit thirsty too.
Do you not have one either? Okay, fine. And I hand him a potion. And then I take my third remaining one. I believe Atlas has some.
Atlas
I
is
could be
going to
wrong.
just use Cure. Oh, he can't use Cure Wounds. He's run out of spell slots. He has got a second level spell to use. He is going to
I was trying to avoid
use-
using my spells, which is why I'm suggesting.
Blent rolled
Yeah.
5 plus the 2.
I'm looking at Atlas's kit. He has got one potion of healing. So it is a 2d4 plus 2, which he's going to roll.
Oh no.
Well done, Atlas.
Atlas gets a
Well, there it
5.
is. Natural one.
Wow. Okay, but to be fair though, that does bring Atlas back up to full health, so he's okay actually. He wasn't that needy of it, but yeah, okay. So the party is pretty much
you're right.
there in terms of having healed themselves from that. Lyra again sees you chugging these potions and becomes yet more impatient. Right, Blent, I don't know about you, but I'm going through that door. I do not care what is on the other side, but I request that you please join me. Please help me kill or capture, not necessarily kill this man, but capture him at the very least. Do I have your hammer?
You have my hammer.
Salas, do I have your tongue?
You have my tongue and my fingers and my dagger if I need to chop off a head and a firebolt. If
Well,
need be. I can even
Yeah.
The worst part about you is your tongue. It's very vicious with your spells. And Lyra, I need your hammer and shield.
I'm with you.
Okay. And with
And
that,
I would just whisper, Salas, why did you cut that man's head off?
It was intimidation. It was for show. It was to cause a massive.
It was
Okay.
awful.
Raya
away
is
from it.
just going to get she's getting the nods from all of you, and she says just right, let's be off.
Can I
And
just
she
ask you all
kicks
something?
down this door to the south, okay, and
Okay.
we will reveal what is beyond the door after we have a very short break. Okay, all right. What's behind the door, we do not know. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer the players just to go have a quick drink or a quick toilet break, whilst I just tell people at home how they can stay in contact with us when we're not doing our streams. Okay. And this is on our socials. So let's have a look. So we have got. Obviously our Twitch channel, which actually is the same username for our YouTube as well. It's not on this page, but we have got Twitter and we have got Instagram, so feel free to join us on those platforms as well as YouTube. We are uploading all of our streams onto YouTube as well. But if you're watching us on Twitch, then keep watching us on Twitch. This is where we are predominantly going to be playing and hanging out every Monday night on a Monday at about 7:30 most weeks. So look forward to having you join us soon, and I will just ask you just to wait patiently as me and my players and I have a quick break, and we'll be back very, very shortly. We'll see you soon. If you're enjoying this podcast, come watch us on twitch.tv/TheNaturalOnesUK for weekly D&D content. We stream Mondays at 7 UK time. Now back to the show. Enjoy! Right, Lyra is back with us in the party. Are you guys ready to have revealed to you what on earth is behind that door?
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I am just going to put on a little bit of music to set the mood.
Oh no. Oh no. Right.
Okay.
If anyone dies, as long as it's Rhea, it's fine. It is completely fine.
I mean, not the nicest thing to say to a colleague, but as your colleague Rhea kicks down that door with an almighty thud of her steel-capped, is it a pauldron or a greave? It's one of the ones. It's basically her foot. She kicks it down with her foot, and it goes down off the hinges with a loud slam. And as she enters, you just hear a shout, "Oh shit!" Okay.
Oh.
So I'm just going to take off that door so you guys can see what is on the other side. Who would like to enter through the room first?
Yeah, Blint's all over it.
Okay, so Blint, as you walk in, could you please give me a perception check?
That pop up? Yeah. Oh god.
So, alright, 1 second, I'm just doing the encounter. What was the roll? It was a whopping 5. So, unfortunately, you haven't managed to see the whole corridor, but you are looking down this end and you do see one of those maroon cloaked cult fanatics with its sword in Rhea. It has really plunged it deep into Rhea, and you can see it has a grimacing, teeth showing smile upon it as it releases the sword, and you just see Rhea clutch both her hands, dropping her shield and her sword onto the ground and holding her stomach, and you just see the light, the skin change from the dark tanned colour she has to a very pale white. She's been wounded quite severely with that sword blow. Yeah, not nice. Blent, what would you like to do? And are you going to talk, or are you going to? What are you looking to attack?
Yeah, Blent, I think, is definitely seeing that. He's going to want to attack, and he's going to shout something along the lines of, "You red coat bastard!" and then probably just try and bring his Warhammer deck crashing down on top of her.
Okay, right. I will have to ask then for you to roll initiative, please. Okay. So everyone can roll initiative. Atlas can as well. And despite being stabbed, a natural one. Right, add that to the list. Add that one to the list. Rhea has dropped her sword, but despite being quite brutally injured, she is going to take part in this. She has enough strength in her to take part in the ensuing fight. So Rhea's got a 9. What are the other rolls we have? Salus with a 16. Well done, Salus. Very nice roll there. Salus with a 16. There we go. Unfortunately, Blent with a 2. Not the most impressive roll we've received from you tonight, Sir Dwarf.
Blent with an 8. Blent with an 8.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Atlas with a 2. Apologies. Atlas got the 2. Blent with an 8. And Vulcan is not in this fight. For some reason, I've got Vulcan in this order. I'll just take him out quickly. And we have also got.
Has he burst in through a wall?
He has. He's just burst in with his crown on his head, and he looks pissed. Not angry, just pissed. And that will leave our last 2 people to roll. And because they were kind of ready for you, Blent, as Rhea has already started them, the 2 people that are in this room are going to take their actions first. Okay. The cult fanatic nearest you is going to, having withdrawn its longsword, it is going to try and strike you twice with its longsword. Okay. So Blent, 1 is a 13, 1 is a natural 1, so a 6.
Neither hit.
Neither hit. It strikes you, tries to strike you both times. You block it gracefully and quite sternly with your warhammer, using the handle to block the blows and push the fanatic back into the corner. You just see him spitting through his teeth. "Stay still, dwarf. You won't begin to thaffi us today." Let's see. He's quite incessant that he's going to stop you. He's already had a good go at Rhea, and he's not going to take it lightly from you either. The other cult fanatic's going to stride over to you, flanking you from your left side, and that actually go dual-handed. He retrieves a short sword, going dual-wielded, and he's going to try and strike you with his 3 attacks. So he gets 2 of his longsword, and also as he's withdrawn his short sword, he can use his short sword as his bonus. So let's see if you can evade all 3 of these blows, Blent. Okay, a 13, 13, and a 15.
Oh joy.
Yay!
No joy. So this pummel blow is literally slashing at you with his 2 swords, one long, one short, and you are just taking it like an absolute beast. Seeing your friend Rhea get stabbed in the stomach has caused you, maybe some pain, maybe some rage within you still residing from previous fights, but you're not going to be taking these blows today. So well done, Blent. You received no damage at all. That just brings us to Salus, though. Salus, what would you like to do?
Oh, it's getting crowded again.
It is. It is bottlenecked. It is bottlenecked.
I think Salus wants to shout to Blend, "Get out of the way, dwarf!"
I mean, he is a small person, so you can get in the room, past the door, and past him if you wish. So you could get over to there. You could come over to here. It's up to you.
I think. So, can I see the one of the cult fanatics? Is that correct? Can I see this guy?
Yeah, you can see him. Yeah, you can.
I just want to cast a chill touch on him.
Okay, roll to hit them. 8 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Necrotic hand appears from the ground, but it's a bit rubbish.
No, even with the light amount of armour this one is wearing, he's really just wearing a cloak, to be honest. He's nimble enough to step out of the clutches of your necrotic hand appearing from the floor. And he is untouched. Anything else you would like to do there, Salus?
No. I think I just shouted at Blend and hopefully it will all be fine.
Okay. Blent, hopefully it will be fine. It is Lyra's go, however, after Salus. So Lyra, what would you like to do?
I don't wish to come any closer, but I do wish to use a 2nd level spell. I wish to cast Aid.
Ooh.
So
Aid, okay.
that means that for the foreseeable, I can choose 3 creatures to boost their hit points by 5 and increase their hit point maximum by 5.
Okay, that's pretty good.
So
who are you going to choose? Which 3 creatures?
Blent, Rhea, and Atlas.
Okay, not Salus then.
Not Salus, because he's unlikely to get up close and personal, but Atlas
very
might
true.
get in and get scrap it.
Okay, so you
That's my
heal her
logic.
by 5. She's still looking pretty, like that gore that she has just received in her stomach. It's still looking pretty bloody, but she is
bad.
thankful for the boost to her vitality. She throws you a grateful smile.
I'm like, don't thank me, just kill them.
So is that your bonus or was that your actual action? Apologies.
That's my action.
That's your action. Anything to do with your bonus or any movement you'd like to do?
I don't think. I'm gonna stay where I am, I think.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's it from me.
Yeah, no problem at all. After you, it is Rhea, and Rhea is going to pick up her sword and shield, and with some quite weak arms, she's not as strong as she was earlier, just because of the really quite fearsome blow she just took. The sword went straight to her gut, and likely came out the other side. Unfortunately, her cloak. Her cape, she's got wearing like a red cape on her back, slash cloak. It's quite a shoulder length sort of cloak. That was likely to have stopped you from seeing the blade come out the back. With her sword, with her shield and arm, she is going to strike the creature, the cultist in front of her, and get her revenge. Using her multi-attack, she does get 2 attacks with her short sword. Okay. Sorry, her longsword even. She is going to do a 6, a natural 1 on her first hit, and then a 15 on her second. So she misses the first time, but she does find contact with the second, doing a whopping, is that 2-hand? A whopping 9 points of damage on this fanatic. So she finds a good chunk of flesh to bury her blade, and the cult fanatic, still smiling, the grin, however, is lessened. You can see there's a bit of pain in his eyes, but yeah, she's done her job and she's done it well. So that is Rhea's go. Blent, you have seen Rhea exact her revenge on the cult fanatic. What would you like to do? Sorry, buddy, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. I think Blent is going to attempt to attack the other cultist then.
Okay.
It's been working for him tonight, so I think he's just going to probably use his Warhammer.
2-handed Warhammer, go for it.
Yes!
Nice.
Very nice.
That's
Right, double your damage,
And
please.
I think as he's done that as well, he is also going to want to use Action Surge.
Are you a fighter or a barbarian?
He is a mix. He's a combination.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
What level does
fight a barbarian?
what level does fighter get action surge? Is it level 1, level 2?
I think it's level.
Oh, it is level 2. It is level 2. Yeah. That's
2.
fine.
But Blent is 4. He's already tipped over. Yeah.
It's not 4 though, because you haven't had a long rest yet.
No, he was already 4 before that.
Oh,
He's
okay.
slightly.
I think when we made him, you were. Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's okay. So yeah, go for it then. Roll your damage, please, on that critical hit with the Warhammer.
All to it. Yeah.
So it's a 1d10 doubled.
Oh, it's 6 plus 3, but it hasn't doubled the 6. So it's 15 damage.
Okay, so 15 damage. So yeah, because it hasn't doubled the 6. You're right, it hasn't. So 15 damage on. Was it this one here, just to your left? Yeah.
Yep, correct.
Okay. Yeah, 15 damage on him. That's quite a big chunk of his health that you've taken out as you bring that Warhammer down. He manages to evade the initial blow with his moving backwards, but you do bring it down onto his thigh, and you just hear a crack of his thigh bone as he is now having to limp and support himself with one of his swords. Yeah. Very, very good blow there, Blent. Nice work. He screams in pain as you deliver that blow. After you, Blent, it's going to be our...
Hang on, hasn't he? Not Blent used... Sorry, Blent was using Action Surge.
Oh, you got another action, of course. Apologies, buddy. Yep, go for it. Use
Yeah,
another
so
attack.
he's just to attack again, yeah. Sorry, not familiar with this one. Does Blent need to roll to hit again? Or is it just...
Yeah, it will be another attack, so another roll to hit, please.
Okie doke.
Oh my god!
Another one. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, yes,
That's
please.
2 nat 20s
Yeah.
in a row. Well done. That's making up for the poor nat 1s we've had tonight. So really impressive there, Blent.
Incredible.
Roll your
Okay.
damage, please.
So again, it's a 3, but it hasn't doubled to 3, so that's 9 total.
9 total of damage. Okay, wonderful job. Unfortunately, not enough to kill the person, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so I think the only thing Blent might want to do, having done all that, is
Yep.
try to clear the doorway, like you heard from Salas.
Yeah, so if you were to move there,
I'm obviously going to get...
you will get an attack. Yeah, they will get attacked.
it
So
doesn't
where would you
really
like to
matter,
move?
because one of them's going to get an opportunity. So I think Blent is probably going to want to move here.
Okay, so this one will get an attack with his short sword on you. Okay, so they will attack with a short sword. Where are we? So an 11 to hit, which I assume probably misses, doesn't it?
This is, yeah.
Yep. Okay, Atlas, I believe he still has his shillelagh, so therefore I think he will use it. Let me just double check how long his shillelagh lasts for. I think it is for quite some time. Oh, no apologies, it's only for a minute, so you will have to cast that again. So he cast the cantrip off his shillelagh for his bonus, and then we'll use his shillelagh to attack the cult fanatic, which you have also been pummeling into. So let's see how Atlas does for damage on his shillelagh. Well, he hasn't hit yet, so let's do that first. Another nat 1 to the pile. It's weird, we only
There it
seem
is.
to roll nat 1s or nat 20s. I'm just so
Blent used all the
bemused.
luck there.
Yeah, clearly.
Definitely.
Clearly. So that means that Atlas will not hit its target with his shillelagh, and causing him to pass the torch on to the next person in the order, which is the person at the top. It's the cult fanatic. The cult fanatic is going to have their go. It's going to try and strike the new foe in the corridor, which is Atlas. So it's going to use its 2 sword attacks on Atlas. Okay, a 21, which hits, and a nat 25 in total, which also hits. So both of these will hit. So there is a... Oh, apologies. My earpods have just run out. 1 second, let me just sort my my hearing out. Can everyone hear me okay?
That's it, Mike.
There we go. Can you guys hear me all right?
Oh,
Yes.
there we go. You're
Yeah,
right.
sorry. So my earpods have just run out, so I'm unfortunately haven't got them to use. So we may receive a bit of an echo for anyone watching at home. Apologies on that. I just need to remember to charge my earpods or AirPods in future. Right, so those 2 attacks on Atlas are going to hit hard. I'm looking at the 11. So there's an 11 add the 2 to 5. That's 16 points of damage on Atlas. 16.
Ooh.
Uh, yeah, that's nearly half his health. So that's a big.
Did you add all his buffs? Was he like at maximum?
You added 5 to it, didn't you?
I did.
So I'll add that on now. Thank you for reminding me.
That ups his maximum as well.
It does, yeah. So he's yeah. Okay, so he's not looking as bad as it previously did, but still, Atlas has walked into that corridor straight into the blades of this crazy looking fanatic. Yeah, not the smartest of moves by Atlas for sure, but yeah, we'll see how things play out. I'm just going to double check that our audio is working, because I can't hear any noise on the music that I was playing. Let me just restart it, just to give us a bit of atmosphere for this fight, because it's going to get even more intense as Cult Fanatic B is going to have a little strike and a little go at Blent. Cult Fanatic B, having a long sword in one hand and a short sword in the other, is going to take 3 attacks again at you, 2 with the long sword and 1 with the short sword using his bonus action. Are you ready, Mr. Dwarf?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so on the first longsword hit, it was a 19.
Hits.
The short sword was a 15.
Doesn't hit.
And the second longsword attack was a nat 20, 25 in total. Okay.
Alex, Blend, did you add your buffs as well? Okay.
So, the first longsword hit is the 8 damage, plus another 8 damage from the crit. So it rolled quite low on the crit, but that's 16 points of damage in total.
Oh, that hurt.
Yeah?
That hurt.
Are you still with us, Sir Dwarf?
Oh yeah, he's still here. Well, that's definitely uncomfortable.
You can just hear some poisonous words come your way with those blows from the swords as the fanatic just he kind of like hisses at you, shouting, "You're not getting one step closer to Thavius." Okay, and with those blows, that will end his go. After the fanatic, it will go to Salus. Salus, what would you like to do?
I think Salus, seeing all this, would try getting a bit closer to the door to get kind of like a better direct angle at this guy.
Yep.
And Salus would do what he does best and fire a mighty firebolt at that bastard.
Yep. Roll to hit, please.
It's a massive one.
22 to hit. Wonderful. 8 damage. Oh, that is a shame. Not looking at you, looking at Blent, you just see the splash of fire coat his back. His cloak, his red cloak, starts to catch fire and you just hear him screaming as his hair sets on fire and his whole back just starts to burn and blister. He goes down to one knee using the swords just to prop him up from falling on the ground. He is down, but he is not out. He is just barely hanging on to his consciousness. Okay, so he is not looking a happy chappy one bit. All right, good firebolt, but it was not enough. Hopefully, Lyra can finish the job. Lyra, what would you like to do?
I'm going to attack the same guy that Salus did.
Okay, so move up.
Out.
So if we move you forward, then yeah. So you can come a bit closer, and you should be within striking distance for this bodyguard here. Yes. Right. Roll to hit on whichever attack you wish to do.
Oh, I was going to use cantrip.
Use cantrip. Go for it.
I was going to use Toll the Dead, please, which is a wisdom save.
Okay, so you want the bodyguard to roll a wisdom save throw? They can do that now. Wonderful. That's an 8. So they fail, I would assume?
They fail.
Okay, and
so
damage.
Because they have taken damage, the necrotic is worse, so it's 1d12.
Okay, roll your damage. 7.
7.
How do you wish to kill this bodyguard, this cult fanatic? He's already on fire, he's in severe pain, but how do you deliver that finishing blow?
I grasp my holy symbol, even though it's necrotic, and I close my eyes, and a sound of a very, very loud, an old-sounding church bell fills the area.
Doing!
Grasps his head.
It's ringing in everyone's
slips
ears.
Down to the floor.
Very nice. Good. So that bodyguard, you pushed him over the edge, and he is now finished on the floor, splayed out, still on fire. So Atlas and Blaine might want to watch their footing. He is still on fire, but he's dead, which is good. Which is the wanted effect of your attacks, and that will bring us to, after Lyra, Rhea's go. Rhea is going to attempt to carry on exacting her revenge on the remaining fanatic. Okay, and she's going to use her multi-attack with her sword. And she's going to strike him twice with her longsword. And let's see how she gets on. She gets a 24, a natural 24, or not a natural 24, an unnatural 24, and an unnatural 20. So she's had 2 very good strikes there. Both of them are one-handed, so 6 and 8 adds up to a whopping 14 damage. And that grin has now gone. That grin on the face of the cultist has been replaced by quite a worried look, quite a worried and concerned look. He is seeing his colleague go down. He's seen the additional numbers come up to the north door. He's seen like the firebolt come through. He's seen the dwarf through the doorway clutching a holy symbol, casting a spell. Yeah, it's not looking good for him, and he knows this. So after Rhea's go, he's just you can see fury spitting out of her face as she delivers those blows. It will be Blent's turn to carry this assault onwards. What would you like to do, Blent?
Can Blent get between them? So that's the question.
Between Atlas and Rhea,
Yeah.
it's difficult. You are small though, so just give me a acrobatics check. No, just give me a dexterity check, please. Just to see if you can squeeze on through without knocking anyone over. Yeah, you agilely, with your heavy arm, managed to scrape on through, knocking them out of the way slightly, but you managed to get through there. Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's going to attack.
Okay, roll to hit, please, with your two-handed warhammer. 13 is the number you need to hit. Unlucky for some, 13 is lucky for you. So with 2 hands, yeah?
I guess I can't change my mind halfway through, so yeah.
No, unfortunately not. If only, you would have got 10 there, and that would have been probably enough to have dispatched this foe, but 4, unfortunately, is the number we're going to take for that. The creature does... the cultist tries to bring up its swords to deflect the blow, but unfortunately the force and ferocity of your warhammer coming down just goes straight through the swords and cracks onto the sternum of the cultist, and it loses its breath momentarily.
Having not done the job, I think Blent is feeling a little close and worse for wear. So for his bonus, he's going to equip his shield, which he does not often do.
Okay, so you bring back the warhammer to one hand, equip the shield for some extra defense, and make sure you up your AC by equipping that on your character sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's good.
Good. Okay, that's Blent. Mighty Mabars go. That brings us to Atlas. Atlas is in the room. He has his shillelagh still to hand. Can he deliver that finishing blow using his big, bulbous wooden staff? We shall see. Can he knock him out with that? Let's go to Atlas. Let's roll to hit with the shillelagh. That is a 20. Blimey. An unnatural 20, but still good enough to definitely hit the remaining cult fanatic. Let's do damage. And a 6 damage. Can I just double check what you rolled? What was your damage previously? A 4?
Correct, 4.
4. And a 6 on this one. That is literally the number remaining of his hit points. Yeah. So, seeing your blow come down, Atlas just says, "Come on, dwarf, you have to really put your arms in it." And he brings down his shillelagh right on the head, and you're not sure whether it's blood or it's just the maroon cloak that's been pulled down further over the head of this cultist. He's completely caved in the top of his skull, and you just see the eyes of the cultist go to the back of its head. Its jaw just like relax and open, and it just fall very unceremoniously to the ground in one big heap at your feet. Unfortunately, Blent, causing a small amount of blood start to pool out of the cloak, out of the skull, on the tips of your toes.
Blent just tries to shuffle back a little bit, maybe.
Okay. Not much room to go, but yeah, you manage to just give your toes a little bit of a shake and knock that blood off, which is hopefully going to do the trick. Okay. Okay, right, now, so you have both of these bodyguards dead to rights. I am going to ask you guys, what would you like to do now? Because you're in this corridor. Blent did at one point see, down to the end, there was another door. Okay?
Ooh.
But,
I think
would anyone like to do anything else?
maybe check these two guys, see if they've got anything on them.
Okay, yeah. Roll me investigation check, please.
On blend.
14. Okay, so obviously on these two bodies, these are cult fanatics. They are, a higher order of soldier within the cultist ranks. They both possess a short sword and a long sword, so both in good nick, suitable for your use if you wish to have them. So you find both those weapons on there. You also find within their cloaks, one of them has a chime.
Okay.
Okay. And that's it.
Okay. Can Blent tell anything about this chime?
You can do an Arcana check. Or you can show it to Lyra or Atlas and go for advantage.
Yeah, Blent's not the cleverest. I think he'd probably show it to people who maybe were.
Yeah, I mean, Atlas is quite intelligent. Or Lyra. What's your intelligence, Lyra?
Atlas is right next to him. So
Yeah, okay.
so try Atlas
So
first.
13, 14 for... Yeah, 13 intelligence. Atlas studies this chime carefully and actually puts it towards his ear and says, I think this has a spell imbued, like a movement of stone sort of spell. I can't tell much more than that.
Okay. I think Blent goes, my lady dwarf, perhaps you'll have better luck with this than me, and to thank you for the help you gave me, please accept this chime.
That's very nice. It's very pretty. Thank you, Black.
Yeah, so it is quite a pretty chime. It's on a string. It could be used as a necklace if you were to break the thread and reattach it. But it needs to be hit with something to really have that reverberating effect of the noise you wish to.
I've got this warhammer, or a flail, or a mace. So I can hit it with anything.
The chime itself is probably about 4 or 5 inches tall. It's quite a small little thing. It's quite similar to that of a tuning fork. Okay.
Nice. And there's no hammer with it.
Just a chime.
Blends? No.
Not that I could find, my lady.
Oh, never mind. I'll keep my eye out for.
Okay. Does anyone else want to do anything else in this corridor? Blent did see a door down the other end, but is there anything else you want to look for in this corridor at all?
Maybe a little bit of perception check for traps.
Okay, yeah, that's not a bad shout, to be fair. The corridor is lit by a couple of braziers hanging from the top roof, so you can see a fairly good amount of this corridor with just your bare vision, your regular vision, not requiring your night vision to use. But yeah, you can go for a perception check to see if there are any other details that you may have missed. A 20. Very nice. Okay. So aside from that door to the east, just behind Rhea, you can actually see that the masonry, the blocks of stone that have been slotted together and constructed, haven't got a thick layer of the I guess like the mortar or the concrete to stick them together, and you can see just causing a big rectangular shape just behind Rhea, almost at her head height, this thin black line that is outlining this large section of masonry of the wall behind her.
Okay, I think
Here.
Blake goes, that's funny. Looks as if there's a door in that wall, but I wouldn't know how to move these stones.
Stones? I'm good at stones. And I come in the room a little further.
Yeah.
Push Atlas over.
I have stone cunning, which is probably not particularly relevant, but I'm going to try and be cheeky. You make an intelligence history check related to stonework. You're considered proficient, and you can add double your proficiency bonus to the check.
Okay.
So I don't know whether that helps me at all with
yeah, you can do an intelligence check to
identifying
figure it out.
anything about the door or
Yep.
this stonework.
Yeah, roll so what do you add to your intelligence modifier?
I just double my the proficiency.
Modifier. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Modifier.
Yeah, go for it then. So you can roll for it.
What would you like, perception or investigation?
Invest. Oh, wait, is it intelligence based?
What is it? Yes, it is intelligence history.
So you can just do either intelligence or a flat history one, and add that and double that modifier.
Please
Well,
don't
let's do
lose
that.
-1.
So it'll be add to whatever this. Oh, there it is. There it is. Again.
I'm sorry,
Why did we
Lara.
call ourselves this?
You can't really discern much at all about this wall. You know it's made of stone. You're not really sure what type of stone. A hard one?
I build that up so much. I think she's embarrassed. I think she's like, oh, I know about stones. And she's like, oh yeah, this is a really good stone from probably round here. Yeah.
Fair. I think Blend pipes up and goes, Milady, I think Atlas might have mentioned something about that necklace of yours and stones.
I think Sal's seeing everyone fapping around with that piece of concrete. We'll just like either try pulling it out or something. Just take one of these daggers and we'll try kind of going around the stone and pulling the thing out.
What? You're trying to pull the stone?
Or push it in. Just see which
Okay.
one. Which way
Yeah.
it goes.
Roll me a strength check, please, to see if you can have any effect on this stone.
Annoying. So annoying. I'm
Don't worry,
livid.
lady.
Okay.
Let the real man.
Ray's gonna get out of the way, so you have a bit of a run up, and as you run up towards the stone, and obviously it's not just like one stone; it's a wall which just has, you can see, a small veneer of a crack in it that looks quite rectangular, quite door shaped if you were to simplify it down. And as you run straight at it, shoulder first, there is some movement. Not enough to push it in, but it's not a completely stuck structure. There is some movement within it. Even with your majestic run up, and you've hit it in a nice sweet spot, it isn't enough to push it open or maneuver it out of your way. It's too thick a wall, and you've hurt yourself. You've actually done it. If you were just to run at it normally, you probably would have hurt yourself. So you've actually run at it in a very good way to not inflict any damage upon yourself. So well done there, Salas. You ran into a wall and it didn't move.
Lara, get that stupid chime.
Right, fine. I
Do
hand
you
the
want to hit it with
chime.
your warhammer?
No, I'm in a grump. You do it.
Okay,
right.
so Lara hands over the chime. You now have the chime in hand upon its like braided little string.
And I want to hit against the wall. Go. Bing!
The wall.
Yeah.
Okay, and as you tap it against the wall, there obviously is a kind of reverberation, a noise that sounds off, but it's not penetrating. It's not that loud, and nothing happens.
Fine, I'm going to pick out the nice Vattenfall dagger and try tapping it with a dagger, metal on metal. Maybe it will make more noise. And I go, bing!
Upon striking the metal, you hear a different noise come off this chime, and it is this time a piercing noise. It rings in your ears, and for those with sensitive ears like the elves, although I don't think we actually have any elves in the party, but if you were an elf with a very acute sense of hearing, this would be quite painful indeed. However, that chime is sending out a note, and it seems to have had some kind of effect on the wall in front of you. The wall starts to shift and doesn't start protruding in, it starts to go down. So the way you ran at it was the way it wasn't meant to move. That's why it didn't really do anything. Okay? So it actually starts going down into the ground in front of you, leading you to an opening in this wall about 6 foot deep, presenting to you another room. Okay? Who would like to step in the room first?
I want the charm back, please.
We'll just take it and let
It's
me
still
go.
mine. It's still pretty.
I give it back, I think.
Rhea just urges you before you move on. This is likely to be dangerous. I urge you, all of you, just watch yourselves.
Do you want to go first?
If there's, I would happily, but she points down to her gut. I feel like maybe that wasn't the wisest choice after last time.
No, last time you went first, you nearly got disemboweled. So
Yeah, I'm eager. Don't get me wrong. I am very eager to find Thavius and figure out who is beyond this vicinity. I just want all of you to be aware of the dangers that could lurk on the other side. This man is not to be trusted. He potentially could be the destroyer of Elturel. I need to hear him out, but I will not be trusting him as far as I can throw him. I urge you to do the same.
How about you go first? And Salus will try kind of pulling Lyra in front of him.
Are you asking Rhea to go first or Lyra?
No, Lyra.
Lyra. Are you happy to go first, Lyra?
Yes.
No, not really.
Yes.
Yeah, go on. I'll do it for Rhea.
Okay.
good girl.
Right. As you push through, it's quite dark. It's quite cramped. You know, it's only about 3 foot wide, so some of your armor just scrapes ever so slightly on the wall as you push your way through. It clearly was not made for comfort. This passage, it's been constructed, just as quite hastily constructed way of entering this room. And I just need to very, very quickly find someone that should be on the map, but currently isn't.
While this is going on, I think Blent is suggesting to Rhea that they perhaps just take the natural rule. Split the party.
You're going to split the party, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who wants to go down to the natural door then?
Blent's happy to go with Rhea. Blent heard what Rhea was saying and suggests that maybe if she wants to try and hear him out, that we just go through the normal door and perhaps hope that the other two can do something from somewhere should things go awry.
Okay. So, you enter. Oh, I'm not really sure what's happened. Oh, I've moved the whole map. Whoops. One
Beautiful
second.
man.
Yeah, my bad. Right, that was what it was, wasn't it? There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, apologies. I had the wrong thing selected. So, Lara and Blent can go in. You both can roll me... you're going to that door over there, yeah? So, Salas and Lara go in there, and Atlas can come with Blent, and Rhea will go with Salas and Lyra as well. Lyra, can you roll me a perception check, please?
Sure.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. In this room, Lyra, you can clearly see that this is a ritual chamber and has previously and recently been used. This 10-foot high vaulted chamber has a plaster ceiling painted with images of terrifying winged devils looking down on a symbol that has been embedded in the centre of this room's floor. A circular disc of stone is inscribed with a 9-pointed golden star. You can see iron candlesticks bristling with unlit half-melted red candles surrounding this circle out on the floor. You can see blood having been painted on walls to form symbols, and there is lots of blood spattered around the floor in this room as well. It clearly appears to you to be obviously a ritual chamber, a sacrificial chamber, and that blood is still fresh. There is no one in the room though, currently.
This is horrible. And I touch my amulet again, because my amulet is an 8-pointed star, and it does occur to me that they're quite similar.
Yeah, you could do a religion check if you wish.
Yeah, I like that.
And if you're touching your holy symbol, you're praying for guidance from your goddess Mistra. I'll give you advantage on that.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
Okay, a 21. Oh no, sorry, 19.
19. Do you want me to roll again?
I mean, no, you don't really need advantage, so that's a pretty good roll to start us off. So the 9-pointed star, each point refers to a layer of hell. So depending on who they're preaching to, this appears to be some sort of sacrificial chamber to a creature or a host in hell. Of which layer you're not too sure. However, there are quite a few candles that are stationed around one particular point, and it has a inscribed A etched into this point.
Okay.
Lyra, can I touch your symbol too?
Absolutely not. This is a precious, holy symbol, not for anybody to just go around touching. Oh, your dirty fingers.
I think Salus would try casting prestidigitation on his hand to make it look very nice and clean. And he goes, "Now, can I? Please?"
If you can do that, why don't you do that all the time?
I just want to touch it, okay?
It's like, I don't know, have you guys seen the new Loki series on Marvel?
No, I haven't.
In one of the episodes, they're like walking through the rain, and they get inside this store, and he just like clicks his fingers, and like he changes his form to like a dry version of himself.
Nice.
And that's like almost, it's basically prestidigitation. You just change something about yourself. So why don't you just clean yourself all the time?
Why are you always so filthy, Salus? You can make yourself clean.
Because there's no point tidying. Look, you are getting naturally dirty and dirty, so why would I waste my precious life on cleaning myself?
Oh dear.
You stink. Okay, it's fine.
Whilst you guys are considering what to do in that room, I'm going to ask Atlas and Blent. Well, ask Blent because Atlas is just with you. What would you like to do? Do you want to go through that door if you find to the south?
I think Blent wants to check the door and see if there would potentially be any means of Atlas shape-shifting his way through by changing his form. Sort of slyly, as it were.
Okay, what, to disguise himself from what lies beyond?
Yeah, correct.
He just looks at you and says, "Oh, that's a pretty good idea. Any suggestions?"
Well, let's maybe check this door, see what size of creature could maybe fit through or squeeze through.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please. You're not sure what type of creature could fit through the gap underneath the door. It's a small gap, but you're not really sure how big.
I don't really know what you could change into, Atlas. Maybe you would be best to advise on that.
I could turn into a snake, perhaps, or a fly, or something small enough a mouse, maybe a shrew.
Some sort of mouse sounds good. I hear they can flatten themselves. Oh, what about an octopus? I've heard an octopus can fit through anything.
I've not actually seen an octopus per se. I'm not really sure I'd feel comfortable turning into one, especially considering we're on land.
Well, maybe stick with a mouse then.
Okay, I
Go
can do
with
that.
what you
I
know.
can use my wild shape to transform into a mouse, no problem. Yeah. So how would I go about doing that? I've not used. Oh, I've got 2 wild shapes left to go. So yeah, you just see him grab his staff, and with one little tap on the ground, it ignites a small green flame in the end of the staff, and then before your very eyes, it warps into one smaller being as a small mouse is replaced the figure that was Atlas and drops very gently toward the floor, and you see a small mouse where Atlas once was, and you see a small little squeak squeak as he looks for his next order, I guess, his next command. You're mute, buddy. Ow. There he is. Sorry, bud.
Maybe through the door, Atlas. Flatten yourself down, or rather, mouseless. Flatten yourself down.
He looks at you with his big, like beaming, shrewy eyes, and just goes squeak, and he just scutters, like pressing himself to the floor, and scutters underneath the door. And a few seconds later, you just hear another squeak, quite like scared sounding squeak, as it rushes back underneath, squeezing itself through the floor once more. Okay. So Atlas has travelled through, and he's come back still in shrew form. He obviously can't talk to you though, so as he looks up to you, he stands on his mouse hind legs, and he uses his hands, having no opposable thumbs, but puts them together and gives you almost what looks like a thumbs up, but with no thumb, of course.
With no thumb.
With no thumb. He gives you a mouse thumbs up.
That's good enough. Blent picks up Mouseless and wants to pop him, nestle him in his beard.
Okay, so he crawls up your arm and resides just on your shoulder, next to your big bushy beard.
And he's going to try the door.
Okay. The door, as you approach it, rusty as it is unlocked. And as you turn, you open it, and I would like you to please to make yet another perception check to see what is on the other side of this door. Okay, 9. Okay. So as you look inside this door, you can see. Okay, this appears to be a vestry, and what a vestry is, to your knowledge, is a place where priests come to prepare themselves for worship. You can see many wardrobes, approximately 4 wardrobes, are standing against these walls, very tall as they are, and they are open. And you can see hanging inside are robes and masks that clearly have been used already by cultists that have either been worshipping today or previously before you have arrived. Yeah. If you want some disguises, these could be useful. If you want to go worship to the god or devil, should I say, that these people worship, then these would be a fine attire to wear for that as well. But these have been used quite recently.
I think Blent would be conscious that you can see this door presumably, but
yeah, you can see a door to the east. Yeah,
that door seems to be leading in completely the opposite direction as to the other party. So I think you would try and maybe you pop Atlas under there, see what you can see.
Okay. You take Mouseless and he squeezes once more underneath the door, and this time you don't hear a squeak. You hear a small, strange, warping sound once more, and then again this small creak of a door handle. And as you hear the door handle move and see it move, you see the door also move, and on the other side is a fully formed Atlas. Okay. And on the other side of this door, you obviously see yourself, Blent, looking through it. He appears to be back in the corridors of the sewer. However, this corridor doesn't have the watery path in the middle of the corridor running through it. It is a waterless section of these tunnels, but it is back within the network of tunnels you have previously been walking around. This one, however, you have not actually encountered yet. But Atlas has just made you aware. He thought it was safe enough for him to come out of mouse form and unlock the door and open it up for you himself.
No. I think Blend looks a little disappointed. He quite enjoyed Mouseless, but he goes, "Oh, quite like this soft little fella," and but then says to Atlas, "I don't think there's much this way, is there? No water.
There's no more water, but we might be on the right track. We've explored a lot to the north. We could try the south. What have we got to lose?"
Yeah, okay then. And I guess he follows Atlas's lead now.
Should we probably go see the others, and maybe they might need some help? Who was in that room? Did we find out?
No idea.
Yeah, okay. Maybe before we carry on and look south, let's see what the others are up to, because if we run into any trouble, we are certainly going to need that Lyra and her hammer. Salas, not so much, but
Alright, sounds like a plan.
Okay. So you guys head back
You're not allowed to laugh at this.
to the section of the wall where the others have carried on, heading through into that ritual chamber. Lyra, Blent, and Rhea are still in there, just taking in the quite barbaric nature of this room, and Rhea looks thoroughly confused and annoyed. Guys, if Fabius is he is a holy man, he is a god, a man of the god Norm. If he is consorting with these devil worshippers, then that's clear. It's clear what we must do. It's clear what his participation in this event of Eltrell disappearing has been.
He's not here though.
He's not in this room, you're right, Salas. But that begs the question, if he's not here, where is he? Why was this room being guarded? I think he may have been here recently.
Can we investigate the room a bit more? If there's any signs of what was used recently?
Yeah, okay, sure. Give me another investigation check. And there's Lyra and Rhea are with you, looking around the room with you. You can do it with advantage, please.
Okay.
Yeah, because Lyra's thinking that maybe there's another door, because she still believes that guy that said this was where he was.
Okay, right. So actually, upon further inspection, you do see, with that blood, the smattering around the room doesn't appear to be as random as you first thought. Some of these smatterings appear to be shaped like feet. And these few footsteps that you can see a small outline of, a small print of a shoe, head towards the south to this section of the wall.
Huh. Can I investigate this section of the wall?
And upon closer inspection, you can investigate it, yeah?
Investigate.
4. You've got other people working with you, so you may roll with advantage to see if you have a better shot at looking at this wall.
Oh, there it is.
This section of the wall is like for like, similar to the other section you have just walked through. You can see that small crack, that small black veneer around the masonry. Should you wish to part it from the ground.
Lyra, could you pass me the chime?
Yes, I'll hand that over.
Okay, she gives you the chime with the braided string again. And you're on the dagger, yeah?
Yes.
Again, that piercing, shrill noise comes through the room, echoing quite heavily in this room. and the braziers, the small candles that are lit on the floor as well, they increase in their ferocity and light. And after a few seconds, the big stone wall in front of you starts to recede slowly into the ground.
Woohoo!
Once more. Okay. This, if you want to walk through, reveals a small entrance way through, or exit, I guess, in this respect, through this about 6 foot section of the wall. It's quite a thick wall, if you wish to walk through it.
I would grab Lyra. Just move back a little. Lyra, lead the way.
Charms first, please.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
So you're taking back the charm, keeping that safe, and you head through the wall into. I'm going to ask you to roll a what could you do here? A saving throw of some sort. A dex saving throw, please.
Sure.
Lyra.
Come on, Lyra.
It's quite dark, and even with your dark vision, you're not really sure what's in front of you.
Brilliant.
As you
Only a
walk
7.
out of this section of the wall, I guess it's quite close and quite tight, and you have to kind of push your way through. And in your haste, you've lost your footing very slightly, and you've stumbled into the stream of shit in front of you.
Not again.
So, because you're quite small, it's come up to just below your waist, and you're in this filthy water, and just the pungent smell is making you gag. So, I'm going to ask you, Lyra, could you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Whoa. This is
As you hold back those gags, nothing comes out. You manage to keep your stomach stern and strong, and yeah, you've managed to survive this small test of shit as you have to try and wade yourself back out of the water onto the drier rock above. Wonderful.
Clamber out. Max, Salus, do your clean thing, please. Do it, I shall beat you. Quickly.
I'm actually enjoying this side. You know, you can maybe relate to me now. We can kind of be on a similar level. Maybe the communication would improve. Maybe you'll finally become a thinking person, just like me.
I kick him with my shitty foot. Like, clean this, it's horrible.
As you step up onto clean land, Salus is obviously given the instruction to do that. Atlas and Rhea and Blent also head on through, watching their step as they go. Yeah, you've actually come out into another section of the tunnels.
Where? Are there any bloody footsteps anywhere?
Roll investigation, please.
Come on then.
Yes. You can see that they are faint now. They're even fainter than they were before because the blood has with the wet floor has become it's diluted it slightly. But you do see one footstep head this direction.
Oh.
To the east.
I would look up and say the nose. We're going that way. Also, before we leave that place, I think Salus would want to use his shaped water ability, and he would want to pick up a 5x5 cube of this shitty water and just go and splash it in the middle of that room where they were doing their rituals.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Well, that's going straight for Lyra.
I did.
So where have you splashed that again, sorry?
I just want to splash it through the door in the middle of that room so that they start having shit all over the walls, and then maybe we'll put them off doing some silly things.
Yeah, so next time they go in there, it's just going to stink, and hopefully they'll have to start to fumigate it out before they do any more sacrificial rituals, okay? Lovely, good work. You yourself has got quite a smattering of crap over your leg, over your kicking leg. So you're going to have to put up with that smell. Maybe a bit of prestidigitation should sort that out in a jiffy. But who wants to lead the party down towards where they saw that bloody footprint?
Lyra.
Not until you clean me. I refuse to help you anymore.
Oh, for goodness sake, just make your move, okay? I'm being helpful.
At least change the smell, at the very least.
Okay, right. I want to cast Prestidigitation.
Yes.
And I want to make it smell like the sickly sweet honey and wine mixture.
Ah,
I'll take it.
so you want Lara to smell of honey and okay, that's
But I want
nice.
it to be sickly sweet.
Oh, okay. So it's quite nauseating to stand next to her because it's just too nice.
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to say? Good. Okay. So Lara,
okay.
are you happy with this with your new fragrance? Obviously, you
I
get
am.
used to it quite quickly.
I'm happier. Yeah. I
Okay.
think she's like, oh, it's not so bad actually. When you get used to it, and I was just quite satisfied.
Raya gives you a sniff and oh yes, you smell just like my brother when he was a young boy.
What an odd thing to say.
What?
But they do say that smells bring back memories.
Yes,
so maybe
yes.
that's-
You just remind me. You're about the same height as he was when he was a boy as well.
That was a compliment.
Mm.
Oh,
Right.
wasn't a compliment nor an insult, Sir Salas. More an observation.
So was your brother one of those yummy boys that would just kind of cover himself with honey and then pour some juice all over himself and just run around the house, just kind of attracting
No,
bees?
I mean, he used to be quite a good swimmer, and because he got in the water so much, he got quite a few colds and the sore throat and the bunged up nose. The honey would just soothe his cold.
Oh, he was a good swimmer. Well,
Yes, he was a great swimmer. Better than I.
Where is he now?
He was in Elturel, and
Oh. Yeah, we might
So-
see him again.
I think
Yeah.
Blent coughs very loudly to interject and says, the thing I know about footprints is the longer we wait, the more there will be a way.
the dwarf has a point.
Right.
Something's made them. We probably should see what it was.
Come on, Lyra, open the door.
I wanted to say, I like touch Rhea just on her arm, like, oh, sweetheart.
Again, Lyra, I did not mean it as an insult. It just again, it brought
No, it was about a brother, because a
quite
brother's
a
probably
sweet memory
dead.
of
like,
Tobias.
okay.
Where I
Okay.
hope he's well and wherever he is.
Blend is very wise. I opened the door.
Okay, so this door is a heavy door, double door, thick iron. It doesn't have handles to push. It has just big slate bars to push forward. It doesn't appear to be locked, and as you push forward, you hear a scraping sound as the heavy doors scrape along the stone floor below. Slightly lubricated by the wetness of these corridors, of the floor, but it's still making quite a loud noise as you push on in forward. And I will open up the doors for you now, and I'm going to ask you, please, Lyra, as you are the first person to be looking in this room, to roll me a perception check. At 18, wonderful. So, taking up your first step into the room, okay, you immediately see a figure. Okay, and this is what you see. This large room, thick wall, thick door room, appears with 4 wooden tables and 2 small wooden coffers upon each. So, it appears to be some sort of vault. In these coffers appear to be jewels and coinage. Hanging on the wall opposite the door you are standing at is a beautiful golden shield. Very, very large. It would be quite a hefty shield for you to use in combat. But it is gorgeous. It has just beautiful scriptures written on it. The metal, you have no idea what it could be made out of, but it is just... If you could design a shield, you would struggle to make it look nicer than that. And just in front of the shield is a man being lit by candlelight. As he turns to face the door, you see that the shadow he has behind him is not the same form you see before you. The shadow is smaller and is not standing on the ground. It appears to be a pudgy horned fiend with small wings. But the man in front of you, not the shadow, the creature being lit by the candle, is that of a rather portly, chubby, balding man who looks at you, startled by the sound of this door, creaking open, scraping as it's heavy, and he looks wide-eyed. Who are you? Shit. And he starts scrounging around trying to cover up some of the things he has. He closes a small chest next to him and he grabs a small bag, and before he can do much more, Rhea spots him in the distance, and Rhea says, "Thavius!" and she steps on him forward. Okay, let me just change the camera. 1 second. And she walks into the room. Right, would everyone like to enter the room? And as soon as she strides in, Rhea has withdrawn her sword and points it towards Thavius and just urges him to freeze, to stop what he's doing, and to talk. And she does this in a very commanding, authoritative way. And this is a side, you've seen her angry, but she is in proper boss mode at the moment. She is, she has got her duty. She wants to really figure out what Thavius' connection is in regards to her city of Elturel. And she wants answers, and she wants them now. And so she asks Thavius, "Talk, Krieg. What on earth is your involvement with our city? Where has Elturel gone?" And she's saying, she's spitting, she's furious. And Krieg just looks down. You can see a lump in his throat as he tries to swallow it. "Oh, a Hell Rider. I thought all of you would have died. But thank goodness you're here. I'm so glad that you're safe." And he looks at the rest of you. "And you've brought friends with you. Good. I have been kept, against my will, of course, by the Xanthampers. Thank you very much for coming to find me, and I urge that we leave these halls with great haste."
Glenn cannot help himself, and while all this is going on, he's immediately drawn to all of the riches on the table.
Yeah, there's quite a substantial amount of money here.
He's trying to, as slyly as possible, fill his pockets.
Okay. Do me a sleight of hand, please.
Nice.
A 5. You actually manage to you're looking at Thavius, and your hand's kind of going back behind you to a chest, and you manage to grab a small handful of gold coins, but a couple of them drop on the floor, and that chingle of the noise as it rattles against the ground. Everyone just for a moment looks towards you in their periphery and sees you just being a greedy little boy, and you quickly withdraw your hand and act like nothing to see here. Okay, but you do manage to get a few coins and pocket them, a few gold coins in your pocket. Okay, but Thavius is you've discovered it is Thavius. Rhea is what answers, and he seems to be a hostage here.
I think Salus would want to insight this man.
So you want to know if he's telling the truth?
Yes.
So you think
Yes.
he's lying?
I have a suspicion that he is lying.
Roll insight then.
I'm not as silly as some other people.
A 9.
Good.
So, studying him carefully, his body language, the tone of his voice, his eyes are a key indicator of they look pretty shifty. Is Fabius telling the truth about him being a hostage? We'll have to find out next week. Okay. So
Lovely.
we'll see what happens. Have you come here to free Fabius, or is he being a naughty little porker? Telling porky pies, should I say? Okay. We don't know.
He is also a porker.
He is quite. He looks a bit like Friar Tuck. So I guess it's a good night from me and a good night from all of us, and we hope to see you again next Monday evening around about 7:30. So yeah, have a great week, and it's a good night from us all. Okay.
Good night.
Wonderful. Thanks for playing, guys.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. And from everyone here at The Natural Ones, we hope you enjoyed the show. Find us on twitch.tv every Monday at 7 PM UK time. Or otherwise, keep listening to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. See you soon.